Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where a guy just stands around and watches his wife slowly die. Am I the butthole for calling my friend's husband a useless piece of garbage? My best friend and her husband have 4 daughters, ages 8, 6, 4, and 3. My friend's husband is a great dad when someone is there to help. When he's alone with all 4 kids, he gets overwhelmed and freezes. A few weeks ago, my friend was sick, so I brought over dinner. We thought that it was just a bad cold. When we were eating, my friend went to the bathroom and the 3-year-old followed her. The 3-year-old came running out saying her mom was throwing up. All the kids ran to the bathroom, followed by me and my friend's husband. I helped her clean up while her husband went to get her nausea medicine and a thermometer. When he came back, I asked him to get the kids out of the bathroom so she could have some space. After we got the kids out, I took her temperature and it came back to almost 104. 104, isn't that like hospital level? You should go to the hospital with a high fever of 105 degrees or 103 degrees accompanied by other symptoms like stiff neck, confusion, or difficulty breathing. So yeah, 104 is pretty dangerous. So I went out to get her some Tylenol and water. I get back, and the kids are all in the bathroom again because their dad can't keep them away from the bathroom for 2 minutes. I give her the Tylenol and water, and she almost immediately starts to vomit again, then passes out. Her husband just stood there while I was trying to get her into a recovery position and get the kids away from her and call 911. I managed to get all of them out of the bathroom, and her husband is coming back every 20 seconds, asking if I can call their nanny to help with the kids. If I can go to the hospital with her, did I start the dishwasher, or does he need a hand with the youngest sippy cup, etc.? When my friend regained consciousness, he even started asking her how to do bedtime for the little ones. Did she wash their pajamas yet? Did they get screen time that day, or can he put on a movie? I told him his wife couldn't hold his hand right now, and he had to just figure it out. He told me he's not usually the one that deals with this, and he's trying his best. Then goes back to asking what stories the kids like. What setting does he put the sound machine on, and how do they like their milk? I just snapped and told him to figure it out on his own and called him a useless piece of garbage. It's been nearly a month, and he still acts all pissy when I stop by the house. My friend says he'll get over it, but my boyfriend thinks that I was unnecessarily rude and he was trying his best. Am I the butthole for calling him a useless piece of garbage when he couldn't handle his own kids while his wife was experiencing a medical emergency? OP, if anything, you're being a little too kind here. His wife is unconscious. Who knows? Could be dying, could be in a coma. And he's like, hey, so do I read one fish, two fish, or do I read green eggs and ham? And at the beginning you said that he's decent when he has a helper, but he's useless when he doesn't have a helper. But he did have a helper. You, OP. You were handling all the, life-saving medical emergency stuff, and he was just standing there like a doofus. Also, this speaks to a deeper issue. Clearly, he's never put the kids to bed by himself once. That means they have an 8-year-old daughter. In 8 years, he's never given his wife a single night off. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving the useless dad here 2.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole because I won't tell my wife what my son/her stepson has in savings from my late wife? Me and my wife are in our 40s and we have a blended family. I have a 16-year-old son with my late wife. My wife has a 13-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son with her ex-husband, and they share custody. We have a 4 and a 2-year-old together. When my late wife was sick, she told me she wanted a percentage of the compensation she was issued for her medical misdiagnosis to go to our son's savings. She also had a second savings account that she wanted to add to it. This was on top of what the 2 of us had saved for him before her illness. I honored her wishes and continued saving for our son's future. This is a promise I made to my late wife that I've stood by. I also promised I would protect it and make sure that it was only ever for him, nobody else. When my present wife and I started seriously dating, we talked about what saving would look like for our kids if and when we got married. She knew I'd always saved, as had my late wife. We didn't discuss how much either of us had saved for our existing kids, but we agreed to an amount every month that would be saved for all 3. And this was talked about again when we had children together. Recently, there's been a lot of stress on my wife. Her ex has refused to discuss my stepkid's savings and if he pays anything or not. She also feels like we haven't been able to save enough every month like promised because it was just one thing after another. There are months we've missed because of things beyond our control. Life stuff mostly, like things breaking. A few weeks ago, my wife told me we should put all the cards on the table and discuss what all 5 kids have and decide how we should proceed with making sure everyone gets what they need for the future. I told her I would happily discuss what I'd save for my oldest, but I would not be discussing the money left by his mom. She pushed back on it and said all the money should be taken into consideration. I told her we don't know what all the money is. I said that our parents could be saving money for the kids' futures. Her ex could have money for my stepkids. His parents could have money for my stepkids. We can't say for certain what everyone will have at the end, and it's only fair to discuss what she and I have and can save. She told me it sounds like I don't trust her. I asked why she wants to know this so badly. By only talking about what we've saved, we're on an even footing. She told me that if we knew everything, we could save a little more for the kids who have less. That our younger two are probably going to be the worst off long term, and that she would be open to combining all the money and dividing it. I told her I was not on board with that, and what my son has from his mom is not going to be shared or used for any of the other kids. We argued about it, but I refused to tell her. She feels like that's wrong when we're married. I told her it's not my money, nor is it her money or money that we can or should be accessing. It's from my late wife to our son, and that's all there is to it. My wife said that she feels like I'm keeping her in the dark and not trusting her with something important. She said it cuts her ability to fully engage in conversations we need to be able to have and decisions we need to make as a couple. Am I the butthole? OP, this is a hill worth dying on. What your wife is effectively proposing here is to steal from your oldest son and give the money to the other kids. In other words, steal from your kid and give money to her kids. Not only is this ethically, morally, and possibly even legally wrong, but also this type of move could destroy your relationship with your son if he ever finds out. What you may want to consider, OP, is an irrevocable trust. They're not that hard to set up. Basically, any money you put into the account in your son's name can't be touched by anyone on earth except for your son when he gets to be a certain age. So just stick your wife's money in the irrevocable trust, and that way, no matter what happens, your wife can't touch it. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your wife 2.5, maybe even 3 out of 5 buttholes. This is pretty deplorable behavior, to be honest. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about. Roxy Ponderosa has this story. My uncle took the money left to his children after my aunt's passing, which she specifically left for her children. Now, none of them speak to him. All 3 kids will never speak to their father again. He's a pariah, not allowed at family functions and not allowed to see his grandchildren. All he has is his nagging wife. No family. Her children barely speak to them as well. Hope it was worth it. Am I the butthole for beating my friends in a competition that we begged them not to join? My boyfriend is 28 and I'm a 26-year-old woman, and we're very competitive. We discovered this during a company relay race years ago and have since competed in all kinds of events like paintball, laser tag, triathlons, etc. Most of our friends know how intense we can get, so they usually sit out unless it's for fun. Recently, we invited our friends to a paintball tournament. Not to compete, but to hang out. These events often have a little bar area or food stall where people can watch from an elevated platform. Kinda like Hunger Games. One of our friends and her boyfriend decided they wanted to compete too, even though they'd never played paintball before. We warned them it wasn't for beginners, and that most people take it seriously since there's a cash prize for the top 3 teams. After like a week, we eventually told them straight up that we didn't think they should compete. They got annoyed and said they were adults and could make their own choices, so we backed off. Come tournament day, they were the only beginners and got wrecked in the 2 practice rounds. Then they ended up against us in the first official match, which was random, by the way. We did not go easy on them, and the match ended in under 4 minutes. We made it to the final round, but ended up losing to a team wearing predator masks. Yeah, we didn't stand a chance. Afterwards, we went to the bar area, but noticed our friends we were competing with weren't there. Someone told us they'd left, which we understood. Sometimes after losing, you don't want to hang out. We enjoyed the rest of the day and went home. Later that evening, they called us upset, saying that we should have gone easier on them because we're friends, and we should have at least let them get a shot in. I reminded them we'd warned them and that we treated them like we would any other team. Safe to say, the call didn't end well. The next day, she posted on Facebook saying we tried too hard to beat them only to not win in the end, making us seem like bad friends who were trying to embarrass them. Now, some friends and family are piling on, saying that we're selfish. Others who were at the event say that our friends are overreacting. I don't think we did anything wrong, but now with all these other people in my ear, I'm second-guessing myself. So, am I the butthole? For all the paintballers out there, OP clarifies that they are D4, which is not a beginner, but nowhere near a pro, whatever that means. Having your first introduction to a sport being a tournament with a cash prize is just asking to get embarrassed. What did they expect? Oh, you shot me, so now it's my turn to shoot you. Ha ha ha, let's be friends. Nah, man, I want that money. I mean, who shows up to a game where people are dressed literally like the Predator and thinks, oh yeah, this is going to be like a happy, fun, chill experience where everyone gets to have a good time? OP, your friends are idiots. You get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your dumb friends 1 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for throwing my nephew out of a family party? So I'm a 53-year-old guy, and my family lives in the South, Charleston, South Carolina. A year back, my son Jake, who's 20, started attending the University of South Carolina. Go Gamecocks! And during his freshman year, he met a lovely girl named Monique, who was also 20. Monique is, as her name suggests, African American, while our family is Caucasian. But neither me nor anyone else in my immediate family has had any issues with that. She's sweet, beautiful, and overall an incredible young woman. And we all accepted her with open arms from the first time that we met her. A week ago, my wife and I held a party at our home, and Jake and Monique both made the trip from college to attend. The party was going well until I noticed Jake and Monique were alone and Monique was crying. I asked what had happened, and Monique told me that Jake's cousin, Greg, a 19-year-old guy, had told him that he shouldn't slum it and called Monique a ghetto whore, among other racist remarks. I went to find Greg, and he admitted to this, saying that he was just looking out for my cousin. At this point, I told him to leave, and he and his parents left, but his parents have been on me as late for blowing things out of proportion. Down in the comments, people are also calling out OP because Monique is actually a French origin name. So saying Monique as her name suggests would imply that OP also has a bit of racism in there as well, or at least just ignorance. Outside of that, I think you did the right thing, OP. You stuck up for your son and your girlfriend. And besides, who wants racist douchebags at their party? I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes, OP. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.